When we talk about NBA players, we can categorize them into three classes: the good, the great, and the iconic. Now, let's focus on Steph Curry, who's had some incredible record-setting games in his NBA career. We're gonna look at his top 10 greatest performances ever, whether it's in the regular season or during intense playoff matches.
And a takeaway. Excellent defense by Boston. Oh, and now Curry gets it right back from half court, and it's good! A Curry moment in Boston.
These games will show you why he's way beyond just being a good or great player. Let's get started. Game number 1. It was April 23, 2013, and the Golden State Warriors were up against the Denver Nuggets in Game 2 of the Western Conference first-round series. Now, keep in mind that the Warriors weren't the powerhouse we know them to be today, and some experts doubted their readiness for the playoffs. They were led by the young and unproven duo of Klay Thompson and Steph Curry, who was making his playoff series debut. In Game 1, the Nuggets had limited Curry to just 19 points, showing a tough challenge for the Warriors. But then came Game 2, and it was like magic happened. Steph took charge, scoring 30 points and delivering 13 assists on the road, even in the challenging high altitude of Colorado. It was a true coming out party for him, showcasing his elite shooting skills and impeccable ball handling abilities, leaving the Nuggets guards in shock. Game number 2. Let us tell you about this exciting game that went down on January 3, 2021. The Golden State Warriors faced off against the Portland Trail Blazers during the regular season. The 2020-2021 NBA season was unusual, with a shortened offseason after the NBA bubble in August 2020. And the Warriors had a rocky start, struggling to maintain a .500 record, which raised doubts about their contender status. But here's where it gets interesting. Damian Lillard, also known as Logo Lillard, was making waves with his incredible long-range shooting skills, being compared to the legendary Stephen Curry. People were even debating whether Lillard could be a better franchise centerpiece than Curry himself. In their second meeting of the season, Curry took charge and dominated the court, scoring a jaw-dropping 62 points with 8 three-pointers. All in just a little over 36 minutes. He was on fire. After the game, Curry mentioned that he took it personally, referencing a trending Michael Jordan meme from The Last Dance. Lillard could only manage 32 points compared to Steph's incredible performance. If Curry had played more minutes, who knows, he might have made a run for Kobe Bryant's 81 points. Game number 3. An exciting NBA game that took place on November 7, 2016. It was a regular season match between the Golden State Warriors and the New Orleans Pelicans. The Warriors, led by the incredible Steph Curry, managed to defeat the Pelicans with a score of 116-106. Now, you might remember Kobe Bryant, who held the record for the most three-pointers made in a single NBA game. Back in 2003, when he was wearing number 8, he made 12 threes, and for a while, everyone thought that record was untouchable, just like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's career points record. But then came the era of the three-pointer, and Curry was the king of it. In 2016, every team wanted to be like the Warriors, building rosters with more shooters. Making three-pointers became crucial for an NBA career, and Curry was a master at it. That night, Curry was on fire, sinking an impressive 13 three-pointers out of 17 attempts against the Pelicans. It was no surprise that he beat Kobe's record. However, as we all know, records are meant to be broken, and eventually Curry's teammate Klay Thompson would surpass even his achievement, with 14 threes in 2018. Game number 4. This epic game called the Double Bang happened on February 27, 2016 during the regular NBA season. It was the Golden State Warriors facing off against the Oklahoma City Thunder, led by none other than Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. The Warriors were having a phenomenal season, breaking records left and right, and this game was no exception. The final score was 121-118 in favor of the Warriors, and it's widely regarded as one of the greatest games ever played in NBA history. I mean, seriously, it was pure basketball magic. The ESPN analyst Mike Breen was calling the game, and he was so blown away by the action that he screamed, "Bang, bang!" when Steph Curry nailed the game-winning shot from an insane distance of 32 feet. Curry was on fire that night, scoring a whopping 46 points with an incredible 12 three-pointers. Can you believe that? He practically lived beyond the arc that season, setting a record of 402 three-pointers made. This game was just a glimpse of the amazing things to come for the Warriors, as they eventually went on to break the Chicago Bulls record of 72 wins that same season. Game number 5. Let's travel back to May 23, 2015, when the Golden State Warriors faced off against the Houston Rockets in Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals. The Rockets were coming off an impressive comeback against the LA Clippers, overcoming a 3-1 deficit in the playoffs, so they were definitely riding on some momentum. But you could also see they were a bit worn out from their previous battles. The first 2 games against the Warriors had been close losses for Houston. They had just upset a talented Clippers team, making everyone wonder if they could take down the Warriors too. But when the action moved to Houston, Steph Curry took charge and showed why he's one of the best. He had an incredible game, scoring 40 points with 7 three-pointers, shooting at an astounding 632 field goal percentage. It was like he sucked the life out of the Rockets, leaving them with no chance. The Warriors clinched a massive 35-point victory on the road, securing a commanding 3-0 lead in the series. However, if you're joining us on this exploration and haven't subscribed to the channel yet, we kindly ask you to subscribe first, as we are only halfway through the journey. Game number 6. It was December 14, 2021 when he faced the New York Knicks in a regular season game. The Warriors emerged victorious with a score of 105-96. You know what's incredible? Steph surpassed Ray Allen's record for the most three-pointers in a career. Allen achieved this milestone in his 15th season and retired 3 years later, but Curry managed to do it in his 13th season, making it even more impressive. What's even more remarkable is that he had 3 seasons where he missed 30 or more games due to injuries. Take the 2019-2020 season, for instance. He only played in 5 regular season games despite his injury setbacks. NBA fans knew Steph would eventually break the record. In the previous 3 seasons, he had an average of 11 or more three-point attempts per game, while Allen's best was 8.4 attempts. So the signs were there, finally on that unforgettable day inside Madison Square Garden. Steph sank three-pointer number 2,974, taking the crown as the all-time leader in three-pointers made. He had already set records for the most threes in a regular season, 402, and the most threes in a single game, 13, surpassing even Kobe Bryant's feat. Game number 7. Remember that epic game on May 30th, 2016? It was Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals, and the Golden State Warriors were up against the Oklahoma City Thunder. KD, Steph, and the rest of the crew were ready to give it their all. The Warriors had a bit of a rough start, especially with Steph dealing with an injury during the playoffs. Game 4 wasn't their finest moment, with Steph struggling to find his rhythm, and they were down 3-1 in the series. But then, the Warriors showed everyone why they had that incredible 73-9 record in the regular season. They rallied back to tie the series at 3-3, and Game 6 saw Klay Thompson's phenomenal performance with 11 threes and 41 points. The duo of Steph and Klay was undoubtedly the greatest shooting backcourt ever. And finally, in Game 7, it was Steph's time to shine. He scored 36 points, leading the Warriors to a 96-88 victory. They become only the 10th team in NBA history to come back from a 3-1 deficit in a playoff series. That game turned out to be the last for KD in an OKC Thunder jersey, as he decided to join forces with Steph and the Warriors in the following offseason. Game number 8. You won't believe the drama that went down on June 12, 2017. It was Game 5 of the NBA Finals, and the Golden State Warriors were out for revenge against LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. See, the previous season had been all about Steph Curry. He was on fire and had the whole world talking about him being the best player out there, even drawing comparisons to Michael Jordan. But then the Cavs swooped in and crushed their dreams, beating them in the finals. Ouch. But this time, things were different. Steph and the Warriors had a secret weapon, Kevin Durant, and boy, did they make an impact. Steph was on fire, scoring 34 points, and Kevin added 39, securing the victory with a score of 129-120. It was a sweet, sweet revenge for Steph, even though Durant took home the final MVP award. With that win, the Golden State Warriors began their dynasty, going on to claim 2 Larry O'Brien trophies in just 3 years. Game number 9. Let us tell you about the epic NBA Game 7 that went down on April 30th, 2023, between the Golden State Warriors and the Sacramento Kings. The stakes were high, as it was the Western Conference first-round series. The Warriors, with their dominant offensive power, were always a force to reckon with. But this season saw other teams catching up with their scoring abilities. However, the Kings, under the guidance of former Warriors assistant coach Mike Brown, and with Harrison Barnes in their roster, were pretty much like the Warriors' clone. The series started off with the Kings surprising everyone by taking a 2-0 lead, leaving the Warriors in an unfamiliar predicament. But the Warriors' championship pedigree came into play, and they stormed back to take a 3-2 lead. However, Game 6 saw the Kings pushing hard and forcing a decisive Game 7. The basketball world was on edge, wondering if the Kings could replace the Warriors as the new powerhouse. In the end, Steph Curry proved that the Kings still had some way to go. He put on an unbelievable performance, scoring 50 points and making history with the most points ever in a Game 7. Game number 10. So, on June 10, 2022, something truly historic happened for Steph Curry. The Golden State Warriors faced the Boston Celtics in Game 4 of the NBA Finals. Leading up to this, Steph had faced criticism about his individual greatness and whether he could be the driving force to win a championship. Though he played a significant role in previous NBA title wins, he had never been named Finals MVP. But in the 2022 Finals, he stepped up big time, scoring impressively in Games 1, 2, and 3. In the crucial Game 4, he delivered his best performance yet, scoring 43 points with 7 3-pointers, proving unstoppable against a tough Celtics defense. Steph's physical growth and strength since 2019 became evident, and he led the Warriors to victory, winning the 2022 NBA title and finally silencing his critics. Steph Curry's journey in the NBA has been nothing short of remarkable. Through his incredible performances, he has left a lasting impact on basketball fans worldwide. These top 10 games showcased his brilliance, cementing his legacy as one of the greatest players in the sport's history.